BSN, RN, American Board Certified Cardiovascular RN, a title I myself doubted that I acquired 10 years ago.
But here
But
I
here I
am,
am,
holding boldly
holding
to it.
boldly to it.
My
My
reality
reality
inspires me to
inspired
grow
me
up
to
as
grow
a
up
healthcare
as a healthcare
practitioner.
practitioner.
Someone who
Someone who
supports the
supports the
well-being of
well-being
others
of others
and stands on the fine line between their life and death. However, as I neared my university years, I realized that it was impossible for me to join an academic program that meets my aspirations. Until I found out about USAID, that one opportunity that changed my entire life. I got the scholarship and I joined the AUB nursing school. I worked hard, determined to make the most of the opportunity. I based my work entirely on a mantra I called rhythm, or raise yourself to help mankind, and kept moving on with it. Thanks to learning opportunities and USB constant support, I started the business and network marketing. My determination and USB support materialized in great financial profit that allowed me to pay back every loan my parents had in debts, buy my car, and secure a decent life to my family. Dad's departure was extremely scary to me, being the eldest.
كونه هو الكبير يحس من صغره عنده حس المسؤولية يتحمل ويلي ماما أنا بس بدي أكبر بدي أعمل حكيم كرمال بابا حكيم.
I decided to volunteer at the cardiology clinic my father used to visit and help patients understand their diseases.
تعامله مع المرضى كان جيد بالابروتش على البيشنت وعم لاقيه عم يتطور بشكل كتير سريع وكتير ايجابي بتعامله مع المرضى ومعنا.
ويضل يقول إلا ما يطلع لي منحة وهي المنحة بتساعدني ما أدفع مصاري كتير ما دفع أهلي والحمد لله تقدمت له هيدي هالمنحة الأمريكية لإله كتير كان مبسوط.
I'm the son of a single mother. My parents got divorced pretty early on when I was 7 years old, and my mother has been raising me ever since.
When I first started AUB, my parents were actually able to afford it. That was before the economic crisis that happened.
My mother's salary is not even enough to cover basic house expenses.
We were looking everywhere for additional support because, to be frank, my parents won't be able to afford it. It's very expensive. Everyone was struggling. We couldn't ask for additional support from other family members.
Not probably, but definitely would not have been able to finance my education and pay my tuition.
It was tough until I reached out to the Office of Advancement, and they were kind enough to offer me the support that I needed, and they've been helping me ever since.
I have more time to allocate for my studies, for my research, my extracurriculars, and helping my mother out. And it's just helped make me and my mother overall feel so much more blessed and at ease and financially secure and stable.
I'm internally grateful for this opportunity.
Thanks to the generosity again of AUB's Financial Aid Office and the donors of AUB, I'm now able to pursue my medical education at AUB.
It's truly life-changing. A little donation can go a long way and impact people's life more than they could ever think.
Thank you.
Thank you.
كأنه حكى بفظاظة متناهية.
في كثير كراسي بس ما فيك تاخذ كراسي انا بحطك بعندي بس انا ما اشتريت كراسي ارض لان انت ما بدك تنزل على سالفه
الساعة 5 ناطر هالبلد. الساعة 6
أنا فتت عن النور.
honored trustees, members of the faculty and staff, candidates for degrees, parents, alumni, and friends joining virtually. President Fadl Khoury, I declare that this 154th commencement of the American University of Beirut to be now assembled and in session for the purpose of the day. I also proclaim open the 19th ceremony since 1969 for the awarding of honorary doctorates at the American University of Beirut. By conferring degrees on these outstanding individuals, AUB reaffirms the institutional values that have been the foundation of its excellence and of its renown.
Please be seated. Good evening, trustees, honorands, administrators, faculty, staff, and students, and especially the graduates, parents, and family members of the class of 2023. Congratulations. This is your evening, a night when all gathered from the graduating classes and the 4 distinguished recipients of honorary doctorates on stage will long remember. You will celebrate tonight with loved ones, and then the majority of you will follow the path that generation after generation has followed before you. You will leave AUB and Lebanon for opportunities abroad and look back, not in anger, but wistfully. You will wonder what if Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Palestine, Iraq, and the global South in general offered more durable chances, more stable and happier moments for your career and life to take root. Here in the habitat of the most famous tree in the region, the cedar, Cedrus libani, hope and opportunity have been ephemeral for far too many generations. It was not always this way. In Psalm 92:12 in the Old Testament are etched the immortal words, "The righteous man will flourish like the palm tree, he will grow like a cedar in Lebanon." Do these words still apply in the land of the cedar? Thousands of years ago, men and demigods fought over the cedars according to the Epic of Gilgamesh, the ancient tale of Sumerian civilization so many of you studied in CVSB. Early Egyptians used cedar mainly in the temples for shrines holding the statues of the gods and for making large funerary objects such as sarcophagi. King Solomon built his temple and much of Jerusalem from the cedar. Christianity is replete with references to the cedar, and those same famous forests of cedars have been the home and safeguard of some of the oldest Eastern Christians for well over a century and a half. Some scholars of Islam considered that the sidra, referred to in the Quran, is most likely a cedar. This tree, Sidrat al-Muntaha, is the tree of the furthest or extreme boundary in the seventh heaven, which, quote unquote, marks the bounds of heavenly knowledge as revealed to men beyond which neither angels nor men could pass, and beyond which no creature's knowledge can extend. The cedar is therefore an indelible part of the region, its origins and endgames, and of the 3 monotheistic religions that sprang from within and around the Mediterranean. It's interesting to note that there are only 4 types of true cedars with upright cones by genus and species. Cedrus libani, native to Lebanon, Syria, and Turkey, and Cedrus brevifolia, native to central Cyprus, are 2, showing yet more linkages between Lebanon and Cyprus, where our first twin campus, AUB Mediterraneo, will be inaugurated with the first group of students in September of 2023. Are you all following my drift? If we are to insist on fidelity to the tree that has been the university's emblem since it was first founded, the other 2 cedar types that would necessitate our next twin campuses are in the Atlas Mountains, which cross Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia, and the 4th twin campus will be located somewhere in the Himalayas. Yet here in the land of the cedar, the famous cedars of God have been repeatedly deforested to the point that many of us who host guests in this country from around the world ensure that they also visit the more vigorously protected Baruch cedars where the trees appear more abundant and are more carefully tended. The same can be said about the best minds who inhabit the region, who are ready and prepared to help lead a new Arab intellectual awakening. Other than our resiliently excellent university, most young scholars and physicians overwhelmingly choose to emigrate rather than spend the bulk of their careers in the region, especially in the current era. Why have we, the people of the Levant, been such poor stewards in protecting our most enduring botanical marvel in its original habitat, and why have we been even less effective over the last 200 years in providing opportunities for our best and brightest youth, such as all of you, to, quote unquote, flourish like the palm tree and grow like a cedar in Lebanon? As we bid farewell to yet another stellar class of AUB graduates and honorands, can we take advantage of the deep ties that bind us together and to our homelands to create opportunities, not only in Lebanon, but across the more than 80 countries from where our students come from, to better sustain, nurture, and create cross-generational opportunities to plant those graduates, these formidable cedar roots, hardened to cut through rock and soil, closer to each of their native lands. I am confident we can. Indeed, we have consistently championed more diversified economies for the region, ones that can bring you all together with those you love with far greater frequency than annual family vacations or FaceTime calls. But tonight is an occasion to reflect, however briefly, on the prodigious feats of our students, faculty, and staff, which give us confidence, and I would say some certainty, that you already have, and like our four magnificent honorands, one day will make a difference, not only for your loved ones, but for others the world over. Each one of you seated on the green field and on the stage tonight has been part of something larger than yourself. Tonight is a night to acknowledge a few of these Promethean efforts. The students, faculty, administrators, trustee, alumni, and staff have banded together to light up villages in some of the most obscure and ignored parts of Lebanon, have rallied to provide sustenance to earthquake-devastated Syria and Turkey. We've raised our collective voices and the necessary funds to establish a permanent testament to the courage of Shireen Abu Akleh, the brave, martyred Palestinian journalist. You've supported access to education for the most vulnerable and marginalized, especially young girls and women. You've launched technologies and companies for critical cardiovascular, endocrine, neurological, hematological, and malignant diseases. You've created music, poetry, culture. You've studied civilizations at AUB across the region and across the globe. You've produced new knowledge, insight, greater empathy, and understanding for all. In the midst of the worst pandemic of the last 100 years, our nurses, physicians, faculty, staff, students, and administrators treated the sickest patients in the country and in the region and vaccinated not only 99.7% of our community, but over 55,000 people. You mobilized to educate those least fortunate, to protect and provide for them, from refugees to immigrants to marginalized individuals in the midst of this modern day plague. You cared for the wounded and rebuilt their homes after the catastrophic August 4th, 2020 explosion. And you've inspired philanthropic efforts from the diaspora and the global community that didn't just touch AUB, but all the hospitals and schools and universities that were damaged. You have become, whether you like it or not, role models for your community. You, our students, have been a major part of all these efforts, along with the faculty and staff seated here. And in fact, you have driven these efforts forward at great personal risk and cost. Just this Thursday, our board formally commended leadership, courage, and heroism of our community during this pandemic. When the next pandemic, challenge, economic or political collapse comes, Let no one doubt the American University of Beirut's resolve, ability, and determination to make an extraordinary difference in the lives of the people it serves. In the midst of the worst financial crisis in Lebanon's history, the third worst socioeconomic collapse witnessed globally in the last 150 years, our community banded together, led by our trustees and administrators, to increase financial aid this year to $110 million, 1 year after recuperating only $15 million in tuition fees from parents and guardians. No one who needed to finish, to graduate, to complete their courses of studies for economic reasons was allowed to not finish. Everyone who needed support got it. We continue to restore the salaries of our faculty and staff, irrespective of this country's economic turmoil, such that by this fall, our faculty and staff will have regained an average of 80% of their 2019 total compensation when benefits are calculated. I'm confident that by 2025, through the sheer determination of our board, we will fully restore our community members' buying power, while providing more financially sustainable and socially engaged opportunities for our students to live an enriching and transformative AUB experience, without placing unfair burdens on them. We will make certain that when all is said and done, the opportunities that you have grasped continue to expand for future generations of AUB students. Already, the American University of Beirut's graduates and trainees are among the most sought after in the world, and by far the most sought after in the MENA region. And why not? The great companies, graduate and professional schools, research and healthcare institutions, innovation and training centers know your rare qualities. Our students excel academically, but they are also highly responsible citizen leaders of the university, their nation states, and the globe. You are showing that the lesson of citizenship that has been so hard to complete, to finish in this part of the world, that balance between accountability and belonging can be successfully carried out. This year and every year, you light up our campus with concerts and plays, this year with AUB Outdoors for the first time in years, and many other remarkable undertakings. You excel at case competitions, Model United Nations, athletics, job fairs. You provide a sense of empowering hope that spreads far beyond this campus to give the people of your home countries and beyond a demonstration of the power of knowledge, resilience, faith, and yes, anti-fragility. Are you not exactly the kind of citizens who can forge a better, more inclusive future for tomorrow? One where there's a broad and well-knit social safety net and better opportunities for all. I believe you are. For 8.5 years, ever since I first accepted this awesome responsibility, the greatest honor of my life, other than marrying the wonderful lady seated somewhere to my right, it has been my privilege and my joy to see you grow, become more self-confident, more self-aware, more purposeful, and more determined. Every one of you, from the MENA region, from Africa, from Asia, the Americas, Australia, Europe, know that you carry within you, like the seeds of the immortal cedar, the confidence, ability, know-how, and desire to make a difference, not only where you are planted, but one day in the not-too-distant future, in these your ancestral lands, where your roots run deepest. On behalf of your faculty, staff, alumni, administration, trustees, for however much longer we have the opportunity to help guide future generations of AUBites as we have gotten to know you, we thank you and we share our pride in you. We will watch over future generations as we have you with love and devotion and return them, like you, more empowered, capable, and confident. As the ceremony ends, we will release you to your parents and your family members, but also to the wider world, to flourish like the palm tree and grow righteously like the cedars in Lebanon. and we know you will never forget your roots. Thank you, God bless you, and congratulations to each and every one of you, and to your families and loved ones. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce our graduate speaker for this commencement. And this is a student speaker, Mr. Hassan Sli'a, soon to be Dr. Hassan Sli'a, who we've had the privilege to watch over for all of his 7 years. Hassan is a candidate for the degree of Doctor of Medicine from the Faculty of Medicine. From a young age, and while at school in Hasbaya, son of the Lebanese village El Fardis, Hassan dreamed of getting a medical degree from a leading university in the region. After receiving a financial aid award from AUB, he graduates today as a medical doctor and is set to join the Johns Hopkins Hospital for postdoctoral research and subsequently clinical training in neurosurgery, specifically brain cancer therapeutics. Hassan has been commended for his dedication, his leadership, his initiative, as he engaged in so many extracurricular activities, community service events, and leadership positions at AUB that I'm just going to list a few, otherwise he won't have time to give his speech. Known for his strong and sincere communication and interpersonal skills, Hassan was vice president of the USFC in a very challenging year, vice president of the Medical Student Society, associate editor at Outlook newspaper, and he passionately volunteered at free clinics every opportunity he got, organized by AUB M Cares, and at public schools within Mumkin NGO. Hassan has also done research in AUB's pharmacology and neurosurgery departments and authored several publications. Tfaddal, Hassan.
Esteemed members of the Board of Trustees, President Fadlu Khouri, deans, faculty, parents, guests, and my dearest colleagues, the graduating class of 2023. Thank you for giving me the honor of standing in front of you today. 4 years ago, 4 years ago, I graduated from this institution with a BS in biology. I was sitting on one of these chairs, and I walked on this same stage. I was happy that I have finished a chapter of my journey, and I was excited to start a new one. But do you know what I was most happy about? It was that I was not leaving this place. It was that I had 4 more years to spend on this campus. I had 4 more years worth of memories, friendships, meaningful experiences, laughter and tears. Simply, I was not ready to leave back then. And here I am, 4 years later, still not ready to leave. This is not because AUB did not prepare me for the outside world. In fact, it is exactly the opposite of that. I am afraid to leave because I'm not sure I can ever find a home like this one and build lifelong friendships like the ones I've established here. Yes, that's you guys. I'm not sure I can ever find a community like the one we have at AUB. A community where you can engage with people in the most mind-stimulating discussions, but also be able to laugh together at the silliest jokes. A place where you can see people with all different kinds of views and opinions, but also be able to express yours freely. A place where you can grow, evolve, flourish, and become a better version of yourself every single day. Sadly, this time, I have to leave, and so do many of you. However, one thing that makes this departure easier is that I am sure that we will always come back. I hope that 10, 20, 50 years down the line, I will be walking around College Hall on a random Friday afternoon, and I'll bump into one of you. And we will talk about family, kids, our jobs, and our busy lives. But we will also remember that overnight we spent studying in Jafet. We will remember that time we were lost looking for a class in Nicely. We will remember that time we almost fainted from laughing in front of West Hall. We will remember that cup of coffee we had on Bliss Street. And most importantly, we will remember that we are part of the AUB legacy, a legacy that 153 generations of alumni have created before us, and that we will proudly carry wherever we go after this day. And this might seem strange, but something that made me realize why AUB is so special is the drawing by a little girl at the Children's Cancer Center at AUB-MC. The drawing is that of a small elephant that is walking towards a flower, and then the elephant itself becomes full of flowers. And then there's a statement that says, أنت ما تسير إليه. You are what you are walking towards. And this is exactly the importance of AUB. It teaches you how to walk towards what you want. It doesn't give you a certain amount of knowledge or a certain set of skills and tells you, okay, you're ready to go. No, it teaches you where to seek this knowledge, how to pursue excellence, how to engage in experiences that will advance your skills, how to utilize what you've learned to empower your community. It teaches you how to dream big, and then how to dream bigger and bigger. And to whom do we owe all this? We owe it to the endless dedication of our mentors and teachers, those who have paved the way for us to reach this stage, and who have spared no effort to make sure we receive the best educational experience. So thank you for all the professors and faculty members who have accompanied us during this journey, those of them who have left, and those who are still here holding the fort. And I personally want to thank two specific role models and mentors whom I had a chance to interact with closely, President Fadlu Khouri and Dean Ray Sawaya. Although they did not teach me any medical courses in the traditional sense, they taught me values that lie at the core of medicine. They showed me how one can be among the most successful and reputable physicians, but also be the most humble, humane, and caring. And last, but definitely not least, I want to thank my parents and siblings for being my earliest teachers in life, for nurturing my ambition, and for always, always supporting my aspirations. And please, let me congratulate one specific medical graduate of the class of 2023, someone who's not physically present here with us today, but whose cheerful and kind spirit always accompanies us. Wissam Ahmadiyye, who left us too early. Wissam won't be receiving one MD degree today. He will be receiving 120 of them. Finally, before we go, class of 2023, I know that the past 4 years were everything but ordinary, but I also know that you are everything but ordinary. When I look at you, I see healers who are organizing free clinics on Saturdays at AUB-MC to provide underprivileged patients with the healthcare they deserve. I see researchers who are designing top-tier projects despite being on a tight budget. I see entrepreneurs and innovators who are creating startups and promising projects despite the instability. I see 1,000 glimpses of hope for the future of this country and its people. Thank you.
I now have the great privilege to confer the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, the university's highest honor, on 4 exceptional individuals. They have been selected in recognition of their outstanding contributions as award-winning international Arab heroes, leaders in their domains, who stand up for the very same values as those of the American University of Beirut. They are unafraid to dedicate their life's work to challenging dogma and improving the human condition. This historic institution prides itself on championing holistic multidisciplinary research, thinking outside the box, and commitment to the service of humanity, all vividly present in the exceptional individuals we honor with our university's highest accolade, the doctorate degree honoris causa. It is a privilege to thank and honor these four leaders who, through their critical thinking, civic responsibility, creativity, and their relentless pursuit of excellence to enhance human life, exemplify the AUB way, and whose research and innovation will inspire future generations. We thank them for their positive impact and welcome them to the extraordinary list of luminaries that are the remarkable honorands in the annals of the American University of Beirut. May I please ask the University Provost to join me on the stage. I would like to invite the renowned computer science engineer and researcher, Dr. Dina Katabi, to come forward. Dina Katabi, who combined methodologies in innovative ways to bring about breakthrough ideas and solutions. You have carved a trailblazing path in the field of wireless networks, leaving an indelible mark upon both industry and healthcare. The inaugural Tuan and Nicole Pham Professor of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science at MIT, Katabi leads the MIT Center for Wireless Networks and Mobile Computing, as well as the networks at MIT Group. Your work lies at the crossroads of computer science and electrical engineering, and your visionary approach has yielded solutions in the areas of speed, reliability, and security of data exchange, and Wi-Fi and cellular systems. And boy, do we hope for that here. Through Emerald Innovations, which you co-founded, you've helped patients through non-invasive health monitoring and disease diagnosis. You've ushered in a new era of timely and accurate treatments. Dr. Katabi is the recipient of the prestigious MacArthur Fellowship, an elected fellow of the American Academy of Sciences, and an elected member of the U.S. National Academy of Engineering and the National Academy of Sciences. As with all great mentors, Dr. Katabi has nurtured many outstanding researchers and seen startups inspired by her work emerge on the landscape. Dina Katabi, we thank you for your relentless pursuit of your passions and in the process improving the way our world works. Thank you. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you, Dina Katabi, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Mr. Provost, can you please hood Dr. Katabi?
Hello, everyone. I'm deeply honored to be here today to receive this honorary degree from the American University of Beirut. AUB has always held a very special place in my heart. And although until just a few minutes ago, I didn't hold any degree from AUB, I haven't graduated from AUB, I have many friends, many students, colleagues who graduated from this university. And I always admired this place as the beacon for education and its remarkable role of bringing the finest talents in the Middle East. Thank you, AUB. Thanks, Mr. the President, the Provost. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, class of 2023.
I would now like to invite the award-winning novelist and public intellectual Professor Ilyas Khouri to the rostrum. Ilyas Khouri, leading Arab writer, voice of your generation, acclaimed novelist, activist, journalist, academic, and cultural critic, a public sphere giant of rare measure. You are a prolific writer across multiple genres. Dr. Khouri has been praised for writing imposingly rich and realistic work. His early books on the relation of the Circle and Little Mountain documented the Lebanese Civil War, and they established him as a pioneer of a new style of Arabic fiction. Dr. Khouri, soon to be Dr. Khouri already, is renowned for his advocacy for freedom of expression and democratic values. Arab nationalism and the Palestinian cause have been the bedrock since his early years, as he used his writing to explore fundamental questions of human behavior, and in the process provided a voice to the marginalized. His 2000 novel, Gate of the Sun, won the Prize of Palestine. Khouri has taught at many distinguished universities around the world and edited multiple publications. He's also written several plays that have been performed globally, in addition to participating in the writing of 2 prize-winning films, Bab al-Shams in 2002 and Kharij al-Hayat in 1992. He currently edits the Journal of Palestine Studies at the Institute for Palestine Studies in Beirut. May I ask the provost again? Oh, you're here. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you, Ilyas Khouri, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
السيد رئيس الجامعة، رئيس وأعضاء مجلس الأمناء، أيها الحفل الكريم، شكراً على هذا التكريم الذي أعادني إلى مناخات بيروت التي أحبها. هذه المدينة التي كانت وستبقى الروح الذي ولدت على شاطئه كلمات الحلم والتغيير. أقف على هذا المنبر وأستمع إلى أصوات المعلمين الكبار الذين صاغوا المعاني الجديدة وقاوموا الخراب والاستبداد وعملوا من خلال التعليم الجامعي والكتابة على بناء نهضة ثانية للعرب. أستمع إلى صوت قسطنطين زريق وهو يحاول اكتناها معنى النكبة، وأشاهد أنيس فريحة وهو يبحث عن لؤلؤ الكلمات، وأرى إحسان عباس وهو يصوغ أندلس الرغبة، ويتراءى لي المعلمون الذين حولوا الجامعة إلى منبر للحرية والبحث والاكتشاف، من جرجي زيدان إلى أنطون غطاس كرم وصولاً إلى صادق جلال العظم، وألمح طيف إدوارد سعيد المثقف والناقد والمفكر الذي أحدث انقلاباً جذرياً في الفكر النقدي مؤسساً للدراسات ما بعد الكولونيالية. ذاكرتي مكتظة بأسماء الذين تتلمذت على كتاباتهم، ومنهم تعلمت أن دور المثقف هو أن يكون مستقلاً وحراً ومدافعاً عن الحق وصوتاً للمهمشين والمقهورين. كم كنت أتمنى في هذه المناسبة أن أخاطب الخريجات والخريجين مستعيداً صوت خليل حاوي الذي مد أضلعه جسراً للعبور من كهوف الشرق، من مستنقع الشرق إلى الشرق الجديد. لكنني أشعر بأن الكلمات تخونني، فبيروت التي كانت مدينة الشعراء والمغامرين والغرباء واللاجئين تتشظى في عيوننا، وأسأل: هل نستطيع اليوم أن نجد بيروت في بيروت؟ بيروت مرآة المشرق العربي، والمرآة تحاصرها اليوم عتمة الاستبداد والاحتلال، وتخنقها الطائفية والعنصرية، ويهيمن عليها شبح انهيار اقتصادي وسياسي، وتتفكك في ظل القمع الذي تمارسه طبقة حاكمة أطاحت بالوطن. أمام هذا الظلام تلتمع الكلمات التي صارت اليوم خندق الدفاع الأخير عن الحرية واحتمالات الغد. في البدء كان الكلمة، والكلمة تضيء لأن نورها يشع من زيتونة الحرية والمقاومة التي يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار. بيروت هي تفاحة للبحر، كما كتب شاعرنا الكبير محمود درويش: والبحر لا يغرق، وتفاحته تشع وسط هذه العتمة المتحالكة. وبيروت التي يحاولون قتل روحها ستبقى كما كانت وستكون بيروت من ذهب ومن تعب وأندلس وشام. وشكرا.
May I invite the world-renowned pioneer in the field of reproductive endocrinology and infertility, Dr. Suhail Muashir, to please step forward. Suhail Muashir, having come full circle from AUB student to one of this evening's honorands, you embody AUB's mission for its graduates to use their education and expertise to help others. As a clinician and researcher, Dr. Muashir has transformed the lives of thousands grappling with infertility. As Professor Emeritus of Obstetrics and Gynecology at Duke University currently, and former Vice Chairman for Education and Director of Graduate Learning and Academic Development in the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Dr. Muashir has mentored and influenced scores and generations of practitioners. At Johns Hopkins University and at the Jones Institute at Eastern Virginia Medical School, you've collaborated with pioneers in the field, made groundbreaking advancements in reproductive medicine through improving in vitro fertilization stimulation protocols. In 2004, Dr. Muashir founded the eponymous Muashir Center for Fertility and IVF. Dr. Muashir also has a vast publication record of peer-reviewed papers and influential book chapters. He recently offered his expertise to medical students at AUB, empowering them to contribute to impactful research papers that help pave the way for their future professional work. Suhail Muashir, known as a physician who could almost always find a way where so many others had given up. He has received numerous tributes and awards citing his wisdom in both medical care and life, but today brings your career and life full circle. May I ask the provost to step forward? And by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you, Suhail Muashir, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Mabruk.
I wish to thank Dr. Fadl Khouri and the Board of Trustees for granting me this huge honor. I look over the names of previous awardees, people like Philippe Hetti, Orhan Pamuk, Amin Malouf, Ghassan Twaini, and Fayrouz. And I ask myself, do I really belong in this mix? I'm really more like any of the graduates today. 25, I'm a true son of AUB. 25 members of my family graduated from AUB, starting with my father in 1942. In the late 60s, there were 11 muashars on campus. Tens of thousands came from Jordan to study at AUB, and several hundred graduated from the medical school, including 4 muashars. Many became ministers in the government in Jordan. Some became deputy prime ministers, like my brother Marwan and my cousin Rajai. And very few, but several actually, became prime ministers, including my roommate at AUB and my lifelong friend, Abdel Karim Al-Kabariti. I came to Beirut in the summer of 1966. Charles Helou was president of the Republic. England beat West Germany in overtime to win the World Cup. And Fayrouz premiered in Ayyam Fakhruddin in Baalbek. Beirut and Lebanon were different from all the other countries that we came from. They had the best scenery, the best food, they still do, the best fashion, and the best movie theaters. And they had Fayrouz والأخوين رحباني. Above all, Lebanon had a free press, conducted parliamentary elections every 4 years, and back then, elected a new president democratically and on time every 6 years. I spent 10 years on the AUB campus. The student body was a true mosaic of people who came from all regions of Lebanon, from almost every other Arab country, and from many other countries, including the United States of America. At AUB, there was an atmosphere of free thought and free expression, something that President Khoury talks a lot about. Many groups and many students during my time looked at the free expression part as a privilege that belonged only to them. And that created a lot of problems. My 10 years on campus were full of turmoil as a result of conflicts in the region. I graduated from medical school on a June day in 1976. Unfortunately, because of the war, my class was deprived of the opportunity to graduate on the green field. And we were given our diplomas at the dean office with the sounds of gunfire and bombs outside. I feel like I stand in front of you representing all of my classmates today. At AUB, we had a great liberal education. I really don't remember much of what I studied in textbooks, and I believe you will not remember either in a few years. But I remember all of my teachers. Okay? And in my opinion, AUB's most valued asset is not this beautiful campus, nor its historic buildings, but it's their teachers who inspire and mentor the students on a daily basis. The number one priority of this university, in my opinion, must be to protect and support the teachers if it wants to preserve its heritage and tradition as one of the best in the world. After graduation, I chose the two noblest professions, teaching and medicine. The field of in vitro fertilization was just starting in the United States. And I was privileged to work with my two mentors, Dr. Howard and Georgiana Jones, who were responsible for the first in vitro baby in the United States in 1981. I have helped thousands of patients complete their families, but I have helped thousands more through education, publication, and research. To quote Robert Frost, the English teacher of my mentor at Amherst College in the 1920s, I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged on a wood, and I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Dear graduates, remember this is not the end. This is the start of your life's journey. Think outside the box. Do not be afraid to challenge any dogma or status quo. In other words, take the road less traveled by. Do not discriminate based on anything. Diversity is strength, not weakness. Be proud that you are a graduate of this great university, but also be humble. Be kind. Be generous within your means to help others, and especially AUB. A stronger AUB will translate into a stronger Lebanon and a stronger Arab world, and will be a better world for everyone to live in. I congratulate you, and I hope your path will be successful and meaningful to society wherever you are. Thank you again for this great honor.
Finally, may I ask distinguished scientist and acclaimed molecular biology researcher, Dr. June Bauman Nasrallah, who will also be our commencement speaker this evening, to please step forward. June. June is an embodiment of our university ideals. She's not only a pioneering researcher with an extraordinary track record of success to her profession, she's one of the most humble and generous people I know. She's celebrated for her work in plant reproductive biology with key implications in advancing crop development and tackling global concerns such as food insecurity and drought. She's the Barbara McClintock Professor at the Plant Biology section in the School of Integrative Plant Sciences at Cornell University. She's made some of the most major discoveries on plant evolution since Charles Darwin. With her team, she's always looked for innovative solutions to determine the molecular basis of self-incompatibility in plants. In doing so, she's helped to develop plants that are adapted to climate change, all while preserving biodiversity and sustaining the ecosystem. A keen mentor, Dr. Bauman Nasrallah serves on the editorial and advisory boards of numerous journals and has authored or co-authored over 100 publications of extraordinary quality. Her research has been cited and featured in the most prestigious scientific journals. She's the recipient of the highest awards and honors. She's the current president and a founding member of the Lebanese Academy of Sciences. She was elected on her first ballot to the U.S. National Academy of Sciences in recognition of her decades of groundbreaking research. She's also extraordinarily generous and philanthropic, and June and her husband and longtime lab partner, Mikhail, generously established the Mikhail and June Nasrallah Endowed Scholarship at AUB in 2022. Mr. Provost, can you do the honors? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you, June Bauman Nasrallah, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Mr. Provost, please hood Dr. Nasrallah.
مساء الخير. Thank you, President Khoury, for your kind introduction. So, President Khoury, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the faculty, honored guests, graduates, family, and friends. I am deeply honored to receive this recognition from AUB, which is a university that has played and continues to play an outsized role in the fostering and developing of talents of so many students from Lebanon, the Arab world, and beyond. This recognition is particularly meaningful for me. My undergraduate years on this beautiful campus are among my most memorable, and I credit AUB for laying a very strong foundation for my scientific career. I must also extend this recognition to the incredible undergraduate students, graduate students, postdoctoral fellows, and colleagues without whom our work at Cornell University would not have been possible. But this day is all about you, the graduates of 2023. Congratulations on your achievements, and congratulations to your proud families and friends who lent their support and encouragement when you most needed them. Of course, as was said before, completing your degree is not an end, but just the beginning. And AUB has prepared you well for the next chapter of your career. And AUB education, with its stellar reputation around the world, provides many opportunities and opens many doors. No doubt it has shown you the value of creative and independent thinking, of challenging conventional wisdom, taking calculated risks, and learning from failure. And it has demonstrated the importance of collaboration in teams that bring together diverse perspectives and complementary experiences. Together, these skills can lead to unique insights and produce the breakthrough solutions required for meeting the challenges of a rapidly changing world. As you are well aware, the challenges are many, from conflict and inequality to pandemics, from the unknown impacts of artificial intelligence to the most existential threat of all, climate change. We are witnessing the dire consequences of inaction on climate. Melting glaciers, extreme and unpredictable storms, flooding, drought, and migration from places where people can no longer live. I also should mention wildfires and the far-flung and dangerous air pollution they produce, as we're seeing right now from Canada and the eastern United States. So what can be done? Some look to the 100 billion stars in our Milky Way galaxy and dream of finding and colonizing a habitable planet. But we know there is no other home for us. Pragmatists assert that technology got us into this mess and technology will get us out of it. And it's true at this point. Technological innovations are essential, as we've seen from the development of renewable sources of energy, strategies for carbon capture and carbon sequestration. But I would like to talk about this issue from a biologist's perspective. So from a biologist's perspective, there are two seemingly incompatible goals that must be achieved: to ensure global food security and to slow the rapid and irreversible loss of biodiversity. On the one hand, the world population is projected to reach 10 billion by 2060, and already almost 1 billion people face hunger. On the other hand, the loss of biodiversity is accelerating, and the rate of species extinction in the next quarter century is on track to equal the rate of mass extinction that marked the demise of the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. A major driver of habitat loss is agriculture, which requires increasing amounts of land, causes soil erosion and degradation, pollutes, uses excessive water, and pollutes the water supply with fertilizers and other chemicals. And agriculture has historically been a major perpetrator of deforestation, causing massive loss of trees, which are the wellspring of life on Earth and the regulators of its climate. So to slow habitat loss and preserve what is left of biodiversity, and simultaneously produce more food on less land, agricultural practices must be made to be more effective, more environmentally friendly, and more sustainable. One of several encouraging innovations is precision agriculture, in which advanced technology using sensors and robotic drones allows farmers to obtain real-time data on the status of plants in a field and rapidly adjust their treatments to maximize crop yield while minimizing the use of water, fertilizers, and pesticides. At the same time, plant geneticists, molecular biologists, and breeders are busy developing alternatives to the crop monocultures that are typically used in large-scale agriculture. And these monocultures are highly vulnerable to the changing environments and emerging diseases associated with climate change. So these scientists have identified plant genes that are being targeted precisely and safely using new genetic technologies for the engineering of high-yielding crop varieties having increased nutritive value, increased tolerance to high temperature, drought, salinity, and flooding, and increased resistance to pathogens and pests. There is also a growing awareness that these desirable features are already found in the hardy wild relatives of crop plants and in the highly resilient but neglected indigenous crops that small-scale farmers have been cultivating for generations. So seeds from these plants are being systematically collected all over the world, stored in local seed banks, and sent for backup storage at sub-zero temperatures in the global seed vault, a sort of Noah's Ark for agricultural biodiversity, which is located in the icy wilderness of the Norwegian Arctic. It is fitting that Lebanon, being part of the Fertile Crescent where agriculture originated more than 10,000 years ago, is involved in this effort. The International Center for Agricultural Research in the Dry Areas, located in the village of Terbol near Zahli, houses an extensive repository of agrobiodiversity. Its seed bank, which is managed by AUB and Cornell alumna Mariana Yazbek, contains more than 120,000 different seed samples collected from Lebanon and surrounding countries. Seeds from this collection are already being used in various countries around the world for the breeding of climate-smart crops. So these are a couple of examples of some approaches to deal with the conflicting demands of agriculture and maintenance of biodiversity. But I must say that the challenges posed by climate change require more than technological remedies. They require ethical, social, and cultural solutions, as well as political will. They require your expertise, no matter your field of specialization or the career you choose, whether in the arts or sciences, agriculture, business, engineering, medicine, nursing, public health, academia or industry, research or teaching, administration or public service. They require collective action, collaboration, and dialogue. And they require, most of all, empathy towards others and awe towards the creatures and plants that share this planet with us. It is easy to despair at the enormity of the task ahead, but you will feel better, trust me, by nurturing nature and celebrating its beauty and the magic of life. Heed this quote from Gibran Khalil Gibran: "Forget not that the earth delights to feel your bare feet and the winds long to play with your hair." As you embark on life's journey, remember the splendor of the snow-capped mountains, the soft waves lapping at the shore, the cooling flow of rivers. Remember the botanical garden that surrounds us on this campus, the diversity of its plants and birds, and its magnificent banyan trees. Remember the majesty of the ancient cedars and the bursts of color on the hills and meadows in the spring. Remember then that nature is resilient and will flourish if given half a chance. Join hands with others and help build a future in which nature and people can thrive together. The world needs your expertise, your creativity, and your passion. Be the ambassadors of knowledge and the champions of hope. And in the words of the traditional Irish blessing, often cited by a former president of Cornell University, may the sun shine gently on your face, may the wind be always at your back, and may the road rise up to meet you. Thank you.
May I ask the honorands, the provost, and the chair of the Board of Trustees to come up for a group photo, please.
Thank you.
Okay, we're almost ready to graduate. You are going to have a first musical interlude that will be performed by members of the AUB choir over there to my left in collaboration with the Lebanese Band Association for the Promotion of Music, LEBAM. Please.
Mr. President, recommendations for degrees to be conferred today have already been made by the various faculties of the university. In accordance with established procedures, the candidates who have satisfactorily completed all the requirements and are deemed worthy by the University Senate to be awarded degrees will now be presented to you by their respective deans. President Honorary, I call upon you to confer the degrees.
Are you ready to graduate? May I ask the Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Sciences to join me?
Mr. President, as the Mamdouh Al-Sayyid Bobs Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, and on behalf of my colleagues of the faculty, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Arts, and Master of Science. Will all candidates please rise?
Thank you, Mr. Dean. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you, the graduates, the degrees for which you have completed all the requirements and express the hope that your learning will lead you to advance knowledge in or enrich the practice of your chosen field. Congratulations.
I now call upon the graduates from the Faculty of Arts and Sciences to come to the stage.
Candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Arabic Language and Literature, Rima Toufiq Sultani Kanawati. Candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Theoretical Physics, Cynthia Raymond Saad. Candidate for the degree of Masters of Art, Huda Youssef Abi Rashid. Amna Zakaria Buhousa. Nadir Ahmad Ahmad. Habib Wajdi Ai'i. لين عبد القادر علوان. عبد الرزاق محمد الناعمة. محمود عبد العال البابا. رنا عصام بدور. مجدي مفيد بركات. رنا زياد بسج. ميراي يوسف بوفاضل. سارة جورج البويري. محمد حسين شري. إليو بسام حداد. ستيفاني فؤاد الحداد. نور سميح الحلبي. بكر محمد حلاوي. ربا محمد حميدي. لين طارق الحسامي. لميا يوسف الحسيني. غيدة عماد القيسي. دانا يسار القعوري. إليو ريمون كساب. رولا رامز كاترجي. ميتسكي كاتو. إلي جوزيف خير. كارين أنطوان الخوري. أسامة قصيعة. مايا برتا رفيق معلوف. ريتا جاك مقصود. علي جمال منصور. دنيا خالد المصري. دانيال كمال مطر، إليسا غطاس مدور، مارينا هراتش ملكونيان، هالورين إليزابيث ميلندورف، تيا حسن المقداد، مونيكا إلي مغبغب، دعاء زكريا عبيد، روا جميل روكوز، منى البير سالم، إلي بسام الصايغ، دانا عدنان الشحبري، إليانا أندري سليمان، ماريا أنور سوبرا، مريم علي سرور، كارين وليد طكوش، ناجي عمر طلحوك، تشارلي جو تشارلز تنوري، ماجدالين صوفي تابام، محمد سفيان تم طاووسين، فانيسا نور زمار، Candidates for the degree of Masters of Science: Cynthia Artine Antosian, نور عصمت العريدي، جنى جمال عطية، أروى أحمد عواض، جنى مازن بصبوس، تاتيانا غسان بعيني، فاطمة حسن الحج موسى، إسراء جهاد فقيه، رينال فيصل، هيام خالد غنام، ليديا محمد علي حامد، ربا نشأت هلال، جاد زياد كاج، رامي حسام خير الدين، يمنى نديم ليون، مريم أحمد محمد صفي الدين هيكل، محسن يوسف شمس، and ليال جرجي صنوس.
May I call on the Raja and Khoury, Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, to join us on the stage.
Mr. President, Mr. President, as the Raja and Khoury Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, and on behalf of my colleagues of the faculty, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Sciences, Doctor of Medicine, and Master of Science. Will the students awarded the degree of Doctor of Medicine please rise? In our profession, it is a custom established more than 2,000 years ago that all those admitted to the honors of the profession must first expressly take upon themselves its obligations. Now, therefore, on behalf of your elders, I call upon you to take, as we have taken before you, the oath which bears the name of Hippocrates. I shall read to you the pledge, after which you will be asked to signify your acceptance of it. Will the faculty members of the Faculty of Medicine please rise? In the spirit of Hippocrates, I do solemnly pledge before my teachers and all those present to be true to this oath. I will be loyal to the ideals of the profession of medicine and its tradition of service to all human beings. I will care for my fellow human beings with compassion, empathy, and kindness. I will follow that treatment which, according to my ability and judgment, I consider for the benefit of patients while respecting their choices and beliefs. I will abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous and will not perform any medical procedure for criminal purposes. In the presence of epidemics or other danger, I will not allow fear or concern for personal harm to turn me from my duty. Whatever I see or hear in the lives of people which ought not to be spoken abroad, I will keep secret. All my professional acts shall be for the benefit of the sick to the utmost of my power, holding myself aloof from any act of corruption or discrimination. In purity and uprightness, I will pass my life and practice my art. While I continue to keep this oath inviolate, may it be granted to me to enjoy life and the practice of the art respected by people at all times. Do you so promise? Thank you. In keeping of this pledge, may each one of you be granted a long life of service and the privilege of honoring the profession which today honors you. Will my colleagues of the faculty please be seated?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have completed all the requirements and express the hope that your learning will lead you to advance knowledge in or enrich the practice of your chosen field. Congratulations.
I now call upon the graduates from the Faculty of Medicine to come to the stage.
Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Sciences. Basil Adnan Awada. وائل حسن خليل. كارلا عبد الله الملاح. Rachel Michelle Njam.
The first graduate will be the recipient of the Penrose Award from the Faculty of Medicine for 2023. Will Angie Faris please come to the stage?
Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine: Peter George Abu Fadil, Tatiana Fadi Abu Murad, Muhannad Saeed Abu Al-Izz, Dina Ali Al-Ashi, نور عبد الله عدرا، جاد فادي علام، جاد فريد مارون عساف، نور مارون عساف، بتول إبراهيم عاصي، فريدة دعيبس عطلة، مايا نيكول فادي عطايا، أحمد عباس العطار، كميل مكرم الأعور، جنى عاطف بعجور، Bashir Yasir Bashir, with distinction, elected to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Sarah Salwan Badin, with distinction, elected to the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society and the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Ayman Abdel Karim Bahsoun. Tariq Skandar Bandali, with distinction. شارل إدوار جورج حادي بردويل، خليل بسام بسام، محمد موسى برو, with distinction, elected to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Naida Harutyun Bidikian, elected to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Fuad Fadi Bitar, Abdelhamid Imad Burghul, elected to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Zina Walid Bourslan, Hussein Hisham Al-Burji, Maha Hassan Shaour, Ahmad Mahmoud Shaheen, Joël Zohair Shami, Hassan Moussa Shamsuddin, Mathieu Edouard Choufani, Richard Jamil Dagher, Sophie Didier Dagher Al-Hayek, elected to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Lama Habib Da'i, Tasneem Abdel Hamid Al-Halabi, Yasir Ali Fadlallah, Gracia Brahim Fahad, elected to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Muhammad Ali Fakhruddin, Kali Malik Faris, عزيز فؤاد فرحات، نور رمزي الغاوي، بهجت زياد غزال، آية غصن، Rasha Jihad Al-Ghussaini with distinction elected to the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society and the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Nabih Fadi Habib. Saleme Joseph Haddad with distinction elected to the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Jana Hisham Haidar Ahmad. Ahmad Maher Al-Halabi. Salim Mahmoud Halablab, elected to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Aya Ali Al-Haraki. Milhim Ibrahim Al-Harati. Kareem Zahir Al-Hassani. Gandhi Fadi Hassan. Samar Rajai Al-Hassani with distinction. Geram Hagob Hawatian. Elsa Michelle Hibbo, elected to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Ahmad Muhammad Hijazi. Ali Hassan Hijazi. Malak Mustafa Hubballah with distinction elected to the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Ahmad Muhammad Ismail. Roni Habib Al-Jukhdar. Tamara Samir Al-Qadi. Riwa Nadim Kanj, elected to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Peter Wissam Kfouri. Dima Malik Al-Mashtub. Hadi Yusuf Mansour. Muhammad Ali Adnan Mazloum. Wissam Milad Limkeri, elected to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Zahra Ahmad Min'im. Chelsea Renee Missy. Pamela Suhail Mkarzil, elected to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Elisa Michelle Naimi, elected to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Kim Brahim Naja, with distinction, elected to the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Muhammad Ahmad Najdi. Noor Sabiha Samir Naji. Reem Wael Naimi. Nadine Jamil Umran. Ryan Hrag Osgarichian. Vahe Sevak Panosian. Lynn Muhammad Al-Radi. Najwa Wissam Radwan. Rawan Muhammad Rahmi. Akram Muhammad Al-Rimlawi. أليس نخلي رشو، جان بول شربي الرزق، ديان حبيب رزق الله with distinction، Karim Salim Saab, elected to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Sarah Kamal Saad. Rami Rafoul Saadi. Christian Jean Sada'a, elected to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Karl Antoine Smeha. Teddy Joseph Sauma with distinction. محي الدين خالد السيد. عبد الهادي محمد الشموري. حسن علي سنان. حسن غسان سليقة. نادين عدنان سنجي. Samira Isam Taoush, elected to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Ralph Sharbil Tanyos. Yusuf Riyad Tarazi. Razan Bassam Ali Tartir. Adib Khaldoun Tashman. Rhea George Cheroyan. Rami Ramzi Tfaili. Maria Nabil Wahidi. Sarah Smail Wehbe, elected to the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Serge Antoine Yacoub. And Ryan George Yamin.
Candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Biomedical Sciences: Samira Muhammad Abdullah, Tasneem Abdul Halim Abdu Ahmad, Rami Dawood Arnaout, Zainab Ayyash, نور خالد الأيوبي، إسراء أحمد الشيخ، فاطمة عماد درويش، هيام فخر الدين، محمد عبد الهادي فرهود، جوني إدمو فواز، نادين صلاح حسن، زينب رضا حدرج، شيماء خالد عيتاني، حلا هاشم جراح، جوزيف غسان جلوان، آية محمد قاسم، دانيا عبد الكريم قطان، نادين فادي الخليل، كريستوفر جورج خوام. ماريان منصور كماد. سارين كيفوك مخزيان. تانيا حسين المقداد. جوديث جون ندور. بيتر روني نصر. بيرلا جليل رياشي. مريم محمد جمال الشل. أيمن زكريا الشوكري. مايا جمال طه. Candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Health Research. مخيل جورج سبعلي.
May I ask the Dean of the Rafiq Hariri School of Nursing to present her school's candidates for degrees.
Mr. President, as the Dean of the Rafiq Hariri School of Nursing, and on behalf of my colleagues of the faculty of the school, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Nursing and Master of Science in Nursing. Will all the candidates please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have completed all the requirements and express the hope that your learning will lead you to advance knowledge in or enrich the practice of your chosen field. Congratulations.
I now call upon the graduates from the Rafiq Hariri School of Nursing to come to the stage.
Candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Nursing. Noor Ali Abdullah. Sara Simone Al-Ayas. Sara Wasim Shhaib. Elisar Raed Husaiki. Ahmed Hilal Al-Jammal. منى خلدون قواس. ندى جهاد قزعون. شيرين باسل عمر. نورهان أحمد الشامي البيرقدار. نينار عبد الرحمن سخيطة. أحمد محمد وهبة.
The second musical interlude, Stretch, will be performed by the student members of the AUB Classical Music Club. Then we'll graduate some engineers and architects and business people and agriculturists. An announcement, the engineers have decided to go last. No. May I have the Dean of the Maroon Sam'an Faculty of Engineering and Architecture come to the rostrum. Mr. Dean.
Thank you, Mr. President. As Dean of the Maroon Sam'an Faculty of Engineering and Architecture, and on behalf of my colleagues of the faculty, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy in Civil Engineering, in Electrical and Computer Engineering, and in Mechanical Engineering. The degree of Master of Engineering with majors in Chemical Engineering, Civil Engineering, Electrical and Computer Engineering, Environmental and Water Resources Engineering, and Mechanical Engineering. The degree of Master of Engineering Management, Master of Science in Chemical Engineering, in Biomedical Engineering, in Energy Studies, and in Environmental Technology. Master of Urban Design, and Master of Urban Planning and Policy. Will the candidates who are not risen please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have completed all the requirements and express the hope that your learning will lead you to advance knowledge in or enrich the practice of your chosen field. Congratulations.
I now call upon the graduates from the Maroon Sam'an Faculty of Engineering and Architecture to come to the stage.
Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical and Computer Engineering, Haytham Munshid Bou. ريم عبد الرحمن محمود. جوليا وجدي الزيني. Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering, Mario George El-Hourani. Elvire Fernand Qatramiz. Candidates for the degree of Master of Engineering, Pamela Asad Abboud. سامر عماد عبد الرحيم. أنطوانيت أنطون أبو جودة. ياسمين علي أبو عدلة. أيوب نصر محمد الأيوب. جان بول جورج شيبان. فدوى محمد الشمعة. ريم رضوان شري. نور الدين محمد العز. فايز فيكتور فايز فاخوري. كريستوفر جوزيف فرح. عبد الرحمن خليل الفيل. جيهان هيثم غانم. باتول أحمد الحاج. جواد صلاح حيدر. براء حاتم الحج شحادة. أريج ميثم حمادة. آمنة حسين قتاش. سارة حسين مكي. داليا يوسف مصلح. مايا اسماعيل مغربل. داليا يوسف مصلح. ليلى توني النجار. علي حسام رعد. بترا حسن رعد. رالف شهيد الريس. نادين باسم السعدي. مريم محمود صابر. زهراء مالك الساحلي. جيسيكا إلي صومة. ملاك كمال سليم. زينب حسن سويدان. عمر حسين يموت حسن يموت عفواً. سيلين سامر أيوب. مايكل سهيل بشارة. عفواً. Candidates for the degree of Masters of Science: سيلين سامر أيوب، مايكل سهيل بشارة، محمد نمر حدرج، علي حسن حسن علي جابر، آية بسام خلف، جمال أمين خير، دينا ياسر الميس، منى حسان المصري، إبراهيم قاسم علاء. Candidates for the degree of Master of Engineering Management: ألان فريم العقيقي، محمد بدر مصطفى الزير، راني كمال العياش، ريم نجيب بحمد، بيرلا جوزيف بوداهر، كريستال حبيب بطرس، نور خالد الشريف، علي أحمد فقهة، آمنة سليمان حسين، عامر عبد الله جديد، علي أحمد جمعة، أنجلا توني الخوري، ساندرا أنور مينا، شربل جورج السبعلي، فضل عباس سليم، عيسى علي وهبي، طارق حسن يحيى، نور محمد ظاهر. Candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Environmental Sciences, major, Environmental Technology. Candidates for the degree of Master of Urban Design: محمود محمد بوكنعان، رزان فيصل سالم المريد، سارة محمد الحج حسن، عمر عماد قائد بيه، نعمة هيثم المصري الشعراني، شربل أنري عويس، غيدة علي سبيتي، وداد عبد المجيد زين، Candidates for the degree of Master of Urban Planning and Policy. محمد وليد الشماع. إيزابيل عباس سرحان إنوسيا متساف. Candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering. مروة طليع فرج.
May I ask the Interim Dean of the Faculty of Agricultural and Food Sciences to come to the rostrum.
Mr. President, as Interim Dean of the Faculty of Agriculture and Food Sciences, and on behalf of my colleagues of the faculty, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degree of Master of Science with majors in Animal Science, Food Safety, Food Security, Food Technology, Irrigation, Nutrition, Public Health Nutrition, Plant Science, Rural Community Development, and Master of Science in Environmental Sciences with major in Ecosystem Management. Will all the candidates please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have completed all the requirements and express the hope that your learning will lead you to advance knowledge in and enrich the practice of your chosen field. Congratulations.
I now call upon the graduates from the Faculty of Agriculture and Food Sciences to come to the stage.
Faculty of Agriculture and Food Sciences, candidates for the degree of Masters of Science. Nadia Hassan Al-Ashi. Grace Agouti, a graduate of Earth University and a graduate now of AUB. Nagam Nabil Al-Banna. Lin Sami Al-Berjawi. جنى عماد بيضون. رانيا عفيف بوسعيد. نور محمد ديب. عبد الرزاق يوسف دوغان. نينات البير جعجع. فاطمة أمينة حج علي. جودي حسين حسن. تريسي بيير إسرائيل. سارة غسان الخشن. نور ناصر القرق. بشرى هشام المصري. ليا جان سلامي. لارا حسين سجد. يارا عادل ثمين. فاطمة محمد مهدي اليحفوفي. Candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Environmental Sciences, Major Ecosystem Management. Mishek Ojo Edriliri. Muhammad Marwan Baibo. Tia Robert Hajjar. Elsie Abdou Saar. Faculty of Agriculture and Food Sciences and the Faculty of Health Sciences, candidates for the degree of Sciences in Public Health Nutrition. مارغريتا توني شديد. لميا غرناطي. ريم أسعد الحلو. ليلى علي حجاج. دينا أحمد منصور.
May I ask the Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences to present her school's candidates for degrees.
Thank you, Mr. President. As Dean of the Faculty of Sciences, and on behalf of my colleagues of the faculty, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degrees of Master of Public Health, Master of Science in Epidemiology, and Master of Science in Environmental Sciences, major in Environmental Health. Will all candidates please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have completed all of the requirements and express the hope that your learning will lead you to advance knowledge in and enrich the practice of your chosen field. Congratulations.
I now call upon the graduates from the Faculty of Sciences to come to the stage.
Candidates for the degree of Masters of Public Health: Celine Emile Abu Nader. أحمد وليد عضام. عادل إلي الخوري. محمد نهاد محمد رامي اليوسفي. منوك همبرسوم عنتابي. بتول زين العابدين عطوي. مريم محمود عواضة. ميرا وليد بكداش. نور حسن بوهدير. تالا هشام البرجي. غنى غسان بريتع. نادين نبيل درويش. سارة محمد دياب. ربا مصطفى فخر الدين. ماي أحمد فرحات. محمد عبد الرحمن غلاييني. تالا محمد الغول. يمنى فادي خصوب. أحمد عابد حبيبي. سمر علي هاشم. زينب عماد حمود. عبد المنعم السر حسن حميدة. هشام سهيل جابر شهيب. ليديا كازان. هبة مروان الخطيب. كريستينا جميل الخوري. كريم عجاج كيوان. رزان علي مكي. مريم أحمد محمد. إيمان محمد نجم الدين. جعفر الصادق محمد نزهة. ماي خالد عبيد. Rejoice Ushi Obiora. Elsa Jean-Marie Raide. Karen Hanna Rizq Allah. Diana Hani Sabbagh. Eli Giorgio Qusxaya Saliba. حسين علي الشمالي. رنا وجيه سليم. يارا علي سليمان. أندري وليد سليم. رشا فادي سوبرا. روان أحمد طرابلسي. سالي محمد زلزلي. لين عامر زيلع. مريم فؤاد زيدان. وداد زيدان. سوزان حسين زيتون. Candidates for the degree of Masters of Science. فرح غازي علي. آية نصير بفخر الدين. زهراء محمد شمس الدين. هزار سمير شمس. Candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Environmental Sciences, Major Environmental Health, جنى عماد الحسنية.
May I ask the Dean of the Sulaiman Olayan School of Business to come to the podium.
Mr. President, as Dean of the Sulaiman Olayan School of Business, and on behalf of my colleagues, the members of the faculty of the school, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degree of Executive Master of Business Administration, Master of Business Administration, Master in Finance, Master of Arts in Human Resource Management, and Master of Science in Business Analytics. Will all candidates please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have completed all the requirements and express the hope that your learning will lead you to advance knowledge in and enrich the practice of your chosen field. Congratulations.
I now call upon the graduates from the Sulaiman Olayan School of Business to come to the stage.
Candidates for the degree of Executive Master of Business Administration. Nada Afif Abdel Samad. Hala Anis Al-Ash'ar. Hassan bin Ziki Disi. Muhammad Yusuf Tufi Saleh. Johnny George Al-Tannouri. منال محمد جعفر الأسمر. هشام عصام بوادي. جان مارك سعيد خصوب. نبيل سلمان بودياب. رشاد عباس شاهين. أحمد محمد دلي. الكوميت فوزي درويش. سيمون كليم الفخوري. خالد عبد الرزاق فرفور. وليد محمود فواز. أنطونيو رومانوس فرانسيس. مازن سليم الغصيني. فيصل أسعد حداد. خالد عبد الرحيم حمدان. نادين إبراهيم حمدان. سعد الدين محمد هلال حمود. ريمون جورج حرفوش. إبراهيم فهد حريري. هناء أحمد عيتاني. رواد محمد جمال الدين. أشرف عثمان جوهر. هلا ملحم كفوري. عماد فؤاد لدقاني. محمد إبراهيم المجذوب. محمد قاسم منصور. حسين فهد المقداد. باتريسيا نقولة معمر. رشا علي ناصر. مارينا موريس عبيد. رامي نبيل ربح. إلي بهيج رياشي. مايا حسن روماني. باتريك بيير سليم. سليم عفوا. فادي ليس صفير. عبير محمد سنو. ديالا إبراهيم سويدان. سندي جابي سروجي. وسام قاضم طالب. علي عدنان ياغي. جواد نزيه يحيى. Candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration. محمد علي بسام عباس. راند أنطونيوس عبود. رضا هاني عبد الله. حسن يوسف أبو خليل. مريرين حميد الشدياء. ريشار شكيب الحسيني. سينتيا جابي الجاموس. خالد وليد العك. زينة شعلان الزين. جوان فؤاد الروادي. ألان جورج الأسمر. ميرنا فارس البنا. حسين علي بدير. نغم عماد الشعار. رايا يارا فياض شكرون. لارا أنطون شلهوب. سارة سليم الشريف. هيلين سابا ديبو. ياسمين علي فقيه. هبة أحمد فعور. أماني إلي جدعون. إلي كميل غصن. نذير طلال حلواني، سيم فادي هارون، فريدريك موريس إبراهيم، سوزان محمود اسطنبولي، سامر بسام الجلاد، جوليانا ليس القلعاني، ريجينا ماريا جوزيف كلاس، ديانا نبيه كرامي، إبراهيم غانم القاسم، رنا باسم مرشي، طارق ناجي المصري، سيليندا جورج معوض، هناء منذر، حسن إيهاب نافع، تيمور وليد نرش، فيكي منير نصار، ليتيسيا نجيم، ريم فضول رزق، رشا عبد الله سعاده، مصباح عزت سوبرا، فاتن هيثم ستيتية، تريسي فرانسوا زعرور.
Candidates for the degree of Master in Finance: Joël Eli Abdallah, Walid Nadim Abu Antoun, Miguel Nasif El-Jreidi, Grace Iskandar Al-Asmar, Shawqi Badia Al-Sha'rani, Stephanie Raymond Al-Hajj, Hassan Aouni Jafar, Simon Halim Jarjoura, Tatiana Joseph Kallas, Elio Isam Al-Kallasi, Rami Gabi Amar, Leia Joseph Al-Khazan, Joanne Lutfik Matusian, Anthony Samir Musallam, Carl Jean Nasrallah, Kevin Milad Rizq. Candidates for the degree of Master in Human Resource Management: Sandra Ayman Abdel Malak, Wafa Wajdi Abi Arum, Tiffany Kamal Batrouni, Lin Naji Fayyad, Jamal Nazir Hamza, Luma Hassan Ismail, Ghida Ahmed Al-Juwaidi Abu Lisan, Leia Munir Khattab, Grace Zainoun Malaab, Rula Khalid Muhammad, Jocelyn Farid Naim, Dima Muhammad Nassar, Shakira Evelyn Niyawiza, Mary Awusu Iwusi, Mahasin Munir Rida, Laya Fuad Al-Rifai, Nadine Ali Safawi, David Jacob Sulaiman, Noor Emil Samih Yaghi, Patil Yisayi Yisiyan.
Candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Business Analytics: Stephanie Albert Abdelnour, Tala Bassem Abdel Samad, كريم نبيل أحمد. مهند عبد الحكيم الرفاعي. بثينة محمد عمرو. وائل غازي العريضي. أمير حمزة راني بزي. رنا نبيل بشارة. زهراء جهاد برجاوي. سارة عدنان شمة. غيدة غالب شريف. نورة الياس شدياء. ديما محمد خير دعوق. محمد خير محمد علي الدعوق. محمد عادل الدبوق. نور نبيل فياض. أولجينيا ملحم فرزلي. تمار زاهي جبرايل. مايا منير الغريب. يارا رجا حداد. حيدر قاسم حمدان. رزان غانم هاني. بسمان خليل حريري. زينب حسن حدرج. روان عصام إبراهيم. جوزيفين جان قعدو. سارة هيثم قدورة. ستيفاني روجيه خباز. راؤول جوزيف الخازن. مجد محمد إيهاب المصري. ديانا مخلص مطر. محمد عماد محسن. دانا زهير نجار. سارة جبار رزوق النساني. مكرم طلال نور الدين. سارة حسين رمضان. غيدة معن ريدان. نور أسعد السعدي. علي محسن صبرة. سارة جهاد صدقة. جان بيير بطرس صقر. بشار رمزي صالحة. عزيز ناجي صليبي. زياد جهاد شهاب. رفيق ناجي سروجي. رزان أحمد طيبة. شارل بيير وكيم. فادي أسعد والسوف. ديانا رجا يحيى. ليا وجدي زعرور. لارا حسام الدين زبيبو.
We found a glitch. We have to do it all over again. No, seriously, the road you've traveled during your years at AUB has been a demanding one. You are to be congratulated for having successfully met the academic challenges of the finest and most prestigious university in Lebanon and the region. I wish you success in your careers, personal joy in your lives, and peace and fulfillment in your communities. At this point, I would like to acknowledge the key role that has been played by your families, your parents, your husbands and wives, even your children, who have walked this road with you and who have contributed their means and given you their love and moral support unconditionally. Your success is theirs as well, and they celebrate with you. So please, I would like you to stand again. I invite you to stand again, turn around, and express your appreciation for their constancy and devotion. Will the audience please rise now for the alma mater?
I now declare this awarding of honorary doctorates and graduate commencement exercise at a close. Will the degree recipients and the audience please remain in their places until the President and party have cleared the area? Mr. President, will you and your party please follow me?